Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just back again with another sequence video. So this group, I'm going to do Psalm 91, 94, 97, and 105. So start with Psalm 97. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. For he deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. Okay, so now we have a reference to deliverance, okay? And salvation. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrows that fly by day. This is coded language for America being destroyed by these quote-unquote arrows. Nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. And so this is reference to the Great Tribulation period, all of those verses, okay? That God's elect will avoid, but the rest of God's right-hand side will have to experience some amount of it. This pestilence, and destruction. Okay. Verse 7, now this is Christ returning with his elect. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. So they'll be looking down, below them. Because you have made the Lord your dwelling place, the Most High, who is my refuge, no evil shall be allowed to befall you, no plague come near your tent. So this is a group that avoids the plagues, which is the wrath of God in Revelation 16. And Revelation 18:8. So just know that. No plague will come near your tent. Verse 11, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all ways. On their hands they will bear you up, lest you strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent, you will trample underfoot. So they'll see them below their feet in these so-called UFOs. Because he holds fast to me in love, I will deliver him. That's in verse 14. That's for God's elect. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. So this is a reference to the kingdom. Okay, so that follows the sequence, again, perfectly. It's amazing. I could do this in almost every single psalm, but I just didn't want to, belabor kind of the issue, but, it's amazing. The whole book of Psalms is a prophetic book. It's absolutely incredible. 94. O Lord, God of vengeance, O God of vengeance, shines forth. Rise up, O judge of the earth. Repay to the proud what they deserve. So the God of the Bible is a very unique God because his ambition from beginning to end is to, like it says here, repay to the proud, okay, to destroy his left-hand side, the evil people. Verse 3, O Lord, how long shall the wicked exalt? Okay, they pour out their arrogant words, all the evildoers boast. They're proud of it. They mock everybody. They crush your people, O Lord, and afflict your heritage. They kill the widow and the sojourner and murder the fatherless. And they say, the Lord does not see, the God of Jacob does not perceive. They think they'll just get away with it forever. Understand, O dullest of the people, fools, when will you be wise? He who planted the ear, does he not hear? So this is amazing, the language, the sarcasm God uses, God made ears, but you don't think that he hears. Okay, so the Bible is absolutely incredible. He who formed the eye, does he not see? Okay, he invented sight, and hearing. He who disciplines the nations, does he not rebuke? He who teaches man knowledge, the Lord knows the thoughts of a man, that they are but a breath. Okay, so God puts those thoughts in people's minds. He controls everything. This is referring to his elect. Blessed is the man whom you discipline, O Lord, and whom you teach out of your law, to give him rest from days of trouble. Okay, so they will avoid the days of trouble until a pit is dug for the wicked. So this is when Christ takes away his elect, gives them rest until the day of trouble, until a pit is dug for the wicked, and then they return with him. For the Lord will not forsake his people. He will not abandon his heritage. For justice will return to the righteous, and all the upright in heart will follow it. Okay. Verse 14 was, for the Lord will not forsake his people. He will not abandon his heritage. Okay, that's his elect. Who rises up for me against the wicked? Who stands up for me against evildoers? If the Lord had not been my help, my soul would soon have lived in the land of silence. When I thought my foot slips, your steadfast love, O Lord, held me up. When the cares of my heart are many, your consolations cheer my soul. Can wicked rulers be allied with you? Those who frame injustice by statute. We see that in the world right now. There's every stupid law that could be made ever, and there's a new one every minute. And so God's not down with that. Okay, just know that. He's allowing it for a certain period of time. Verse 21, they band together against the life of the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. That's also talking about foreshadowing a one world government. They're all going to be alignment and condemn the innocent to death. The innocent are worldwide, okay? God's elect are worldwide. But the Lord has become my stronghold, and my God the rock of my refuge. He will bring back on them their iniquity and wipe them out of their wicked. Wipe them out. They're going to be destroyed, body and soul. The Lord our God will wipe them out. Okay, it says it twice. Okay, in case we don't get the idea here. He will bring back on them their iniquity. This is also language that's used in America for Revelation 18. Just pay them double. What they've done to the other nations, give them double, and that kind of thing. So God is all about, he bullies the bully. Okay, he lets the bully have some time, they're fun, and then he destroys them. He will bring back on them their iniquity and wipe them out for their wickedness. The Lord our God will wipe them out. So God's going to do it. And then his elect get to watch it. And we can't wait for that. Verse 97, the Lord reigns, let the earth rejoice. Let the many coastlands be glad. Clouds and thick darkness are all around him. Okay, this is Christ and his so-called UFOs and these angels, these clouds. Okay, and the thick darkness represents when Christ returns, it's going to be a time of sadness. It's a time of darkness, not light, because he's bringing judgment. Like it says here, righteous and justice are the foundation of his throne. Okay, fire goes before him. So out of these so-called UFOs, they can shoot fire. Okay, fire goes before him and burns all his adversaries all around. Okay, the earth sees and trembles. The mountains melt like wax before the Lord of all the earth. Okay, so these UFOs can just like zap mountains, just burn them. Okay, the heavens proclaim his righteousness and all the people see his glory. All worshippers of images are put to shame, who make their boasts in worthless idols. Worship him, all you gods. And so now this is a time where God, and this is in verse 6, all the people see his glory. They're going to see it in the sky, and then the gospel is going to be preached. And then there's going to be a time where God is delineating his left-hand side from his right-hand side that remain on the earth. Okay. And it says here, all worshipers of images are put to shame. And that's coded language as well for those who worship the image of the beast, in Revelation 13. Okay, so just know that. So the first reference is God, in these UFOs. And then we have a reference here to a time of sifting. And then all those who worship the image of the beast are put to shame. And then, just know that's following the sequence perfectly. Verse 8, Zion hears and is glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoice because of your judgments, O Lord. For you, O Lord, are most high over all the earth. You are exalted far above all gods. Okay. O you who love the Lord, hate evil. He preserves the lives of the saints. Okay. So salvation is for God's saints. He delivers them from the hand of the wicked. Okay. And the arm, which is Dexio. So just know that. All of that evil, all of those agendas will not touch the saints. Just know that. Light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, O you righteous, and give thanks to his holy name. So then again, we see that's references to the kingdom, 105, Psalm 105. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the people. Sing to him, sing praises to him, tell of all his wondrous works. If you do any of those things publicly, no one's going to want to hang around you. No one's going to give you a job. Your family's going to be like, stop doing that and all that kind of stuff. So just know that, but that's good. That's a good thing. Tell all of his wondrous works, okay, until people don't want to be around you anymore. Glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Seek the Lord in his strength. Seek his presence continually. The souls of the just complain continually because we want to be in God's presence. We don't want to be in the presence of these retards that are running around here on earth who are brain dead, okay? We want to be in the presence of our Creator and the Lord. So seek the Lord in his strength. Seek his presence continually, okay? Because we want that presence continually out of the body for eternity. Remember the wondrous works that he has done, his miracles and the judgments he uttered. O offspring of Abraham, his servant, children of Jacob, his chosen ones. Here we go. Now we have reference to God's elect, okay? So just know that. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth, okay? So now we're going to start seeing that this is the time where God is exercising his judgments across the entire earth. And if you want to know them in detail in a sequence, it's in Revelation 16. He remembers his covenant forever and the words that he commanded for 1,000 generations. The covenant that he made with Abraham, his sworn promise to Isaac, okay? And so that's amazing. When he confirmed to Jacob as a statute, to Israel as an everlasting covenant, saying, to you I will give the land of Canaan as your portion for an inheritance. When they were few in number, of little account and sojourners in it, wandering from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another people, he allowed no one to oppress them. He rebuked the kings on their account, saying, touch not my anointed one, do my prophets no harm. Okay. This is also coded language too. do my prophets no harm. During the 1260-day period of the two witnesses, they will not be able to be harmed. Moses and Elijah. So again, we see coded language here. And it also says here, wandering from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another people, is God preaching the gospel worldwide, on these so-called UFOs. And so again, absolutely amazing. When he summoned a famine on the land, okay, so now there's a famine, and that's in Revelation 18:8. That's one of the plagues. And broke all supply of bread, he had sent a man ahead of them. Joseph, who was sold as a slave, his feet were hurt with fetters, his neck was put in a collar of iron, until what he had said came to pass. The word of the Lord tested him. The king sent and released him. The ruler of the people set him free. He made him lord of his house and ruler of all his possessions, to bind his princes at his pleasure and to teach his elders wisdom. Then Israel came to Egypt. Okay, so now we're talking about the two witnesses, like I said earlier, whose prophets will not be harmed. They're going to come to Egypt, which is modern day America. Okay, Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham, and the Lord made his people very fruitful and made them stronger than their foes. He turned their hearts to hate his people, to deal craftily with his servants. Okay, and so this is a time now during this Great Tribulation period where this beast, this dragon in Revelation 12 is going to turn on the rest of God's right-hand side and attack them. He's going to be angry. And so he turned their hearts to hate his people. Okay, so God's behind all of this. Now in verse 26, we have a reference to Moses, who's one of the two witnesses. He sent Moses, his servant, and Aaron, whom he had chosen. They performed his signs among them and miracles in the land of Ham. Okay, so they're going to have a tremendous amount of power. In the last days, it's going to be Moses and Elijah, okay? And they're going to have all this power. They performed his signs among them, okay? And one of them, the major aspect of these powers is Revelation 16, are those plagues. He sent, like right here, he sent darkness and made the land dark. They did not rebel against his words. That's one of the plagues in Revelation 16, a power outage, a grid failure in America. And so just know that. And that's in verse 2:8-16, okay? And that's in Revelation 16. He turned their waters into blood. That's another of the plagues in Revelation 16. And caused their fish to die. Their land swarmed with frogs, even in the chambers of their kings. He spoke, and there came swarms of flies and gnats throughout their country. He gave them hail for rain and fiery lightning bolts through their land. Okay. He struck down their vines and fig trees and shattered the trees of their country. He spoke, and locusts came, young locusts without number, which devoured all the vegetation of the land and ate up their fruit of the ground. He struck down all the firstborn in the land, the first fruits of all their strength. So those are plagues, that God has done in the past, and then he's going to use some of those in the last days. Then he brought out of Israel with gold, with silver and gold, and there was none among his tribes who stumbled. Egypt was glad when they departed, for dread of them had fallen upon it. So when the two witnesses are killed, everybody's going to rejoice. Oh my gosh, finally they're gone. Okay. And then the whole world is going to send packages to one another. Like, great, we did something great. They don't realize what's about to happen. Okay, he spread a cloud for a covering and fire to give light by night. Okay, in these so-called UFOs. And so now we're going to get the final destruction. They asked, and he brought quail and gave them bread from heaven in abundance. So now God is taking care of his people. Who the whole world is now, the right-hand side is taken out, of the earth. He opened the rock and water gushed out. It flowed like the desert, like a river. And so this is representing knowledge, and wisdom from God directly. For he remembered his holy promise and Abraham, his servant. So he brought his people out with joy, his chosen ones with singing, and he gave them the lands of the nations, and they took possession of the fruit of the people's toil, that they might keep his statutes and observe his laws. And so this is the group that they're going to be in leadership. And verse 44, and he gave them the lands of the nations. So God's elect, 144, are now going to be ruling over the entire nations, all of them. And they took possessions of the fruit of the people's toil. So they're going to be in charge and then doing whatever Christ says. And then Christ is going to do whatever the Most High says. Like it says here, that they may keep his statutes and observe his laws. It's going to be written in their minds. Okay. And they're going to be now programmed to be like Christ. And like it says here at the end, praise the Lord. And that's what they're all going to be doing. And we're doing it now. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.